So I wanted to make this video real quick talking about Mortal Kombat 11, just the 5th year anniversary. Mortal Kombat 11 was released on April 23rd, 2019. So yeah, this is the 5th year. So I want to take a look back at the game 5 years later. MK1, Mortal Kombat 1, the new one just came out last year. A lot of people still play Mk11. When I do hop on there from time to time, I'm still able to find a match. Um, so yeah, I wanted to, give my take on it and break down. I already then reviewed Mortal Kombat 11 and broke down MK1 versus MK11. I'm gonna put the videos at the end of this video, but I just wanted to give a quick recap and my thoughts on the game. So if you haven't seen my review, I'm a big MK11 Mortal Kombat 11 fan. I thought it was the best Mortal Kombat game and one of the, if not the greatest fighting game of all time. I know a lot of people like to bring up MK3 Ultimate and MK2, which I love growing up as a kid. That's what got us all into being Mortal Kombat fans, but it's hard for me to compare, a game from the 90s versus a game that was made in like almost the 2020s. Like, like a game that was released 30 years later. Like, it's hard to compare them. Now, when you talk about the old games, of course, the nostalgia or like the looking back at the game and MK2 and MK3, like them games for their era was, as great as it get. And I love them games for that era, but it's hard to compare them to the new games. When you're looking at all of the extra modes and being able to customize your fighter and the graphics and stuff and all of the stuff that they can do with the newer ones that they couldn't do with the older games. So it's kind of really hard for me to compare, MK3 or MK2 to MK11. It's just it's night and day because it's a 30-year gap. So, and with technology and all of that. So I'm just talking about from, I guess, the modern era. To me, Mortal Kombat 11 is the greatest fighting game. I liked it better than MK9, MKX. Of course, I'm a bigger Mortal Kombat fan than I am Tekken and Street Fighter. So that alone gonna have me putting Mortal Kombat over it. So yeah, so the reason why I have Mortal Kombat 11 as the greatest fighting game ever is because I remember when it came out, I bought it the first day that it was released. I pre-ordered it, everything. I was ready for it to come out since I first seen the trailer because I played MK9 and MKX. So, I'm a big long time Mortal Kombat fan and I done played basically all of them. Um, so y'all was ready for it, and then since the day of release, like no fighting game, like really not too many games have how I played more than I played Mortal Kombat 11. Like I used to play Mortal Kombat 11, every day. If I had an off day or free time, I would play it for hours. I never forget. During a certain period when I was changing places and moving into my new place, I had I was staying with my boy for a minute. And I was playing the game and stuff and like that, and I always want to play Mortal Kombat 11. Like, dang, you don't play nothing else. This all you play. Like, that's literally how I was for like the first year or two of Mortal Kombat 11 coming out. Like, I literally love that game. Like I played thousands of matches in MK11. I picked random select just like I do in MK1. Like I knew how to use basically everybody. And that's why most people couldn't play me when it comes to using, a variety of characters. I literally learned how to use everybody over time. That's how much I like the game. And of course, most people do think that MK11 was better than MK1. Regardless if it's because of the cameos or the graphics and stuff about the same. And I actually think MK1 roster is better when it's all said and done. That's the one thing that I do give MK1 Mortal Kombat 1 is that the roster is the best roster out of all the games, and it's not even done yet. So when Combat 2 and 3 come out, I think it's going to end up for sure having the best roster of any MK game since probably like Armageddon or whatever when they had everybody. But besides that, most people give MK11 the props. Like I like the crit better than Invasions. I like the crit better than I did in MKX. All of the modes is basically the same. Even though I like the Towers of Time, I like that mode better than I do. I don't even know what they got in MK1 like that. They don't even have a Towers of Time. So there you go. But yeah, MK1 11 blew my mind. The graphics, especially when they updated it, because it was right before the new systems came out, and then they released MK11 Ultimate with the upgraded graphics and the expansion pack and the extra story and stuff. Once they did that, that just further solidified the game for me. So yeah, I can't believe, it's been 5 years. Like I still remember when it dropped, and I was playing it all the way to MK1 came out. Once MK1 came out, it was too confusing for me to play both and remember the controls, and then I didn't have time to play both. So that's why I just, really just switched over to MK1 for the most part because it was new. But every now and then I do still play MK11. But I had years straight of playing that game. I definitely got my money's worth from it, definitely for sure. So yeah, so I just wanted to make this quick video talking about, on the anniversary of MK11, one of my favorite games of all time. To me, the greatest fighting game of all time. Like, the sales, it was the highest selling MK game, one of the highest rated MK games. Like, it's most people, it's still some people who don't like MK11 who or don't think it's as good as I do, which everybody got their opinion, which I understand. But for the most part, most people did like MK11 and gave it its props. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to, give my quick take and make this video on the anniversary because it popped up in my feed on Facebook because the day it came out, I posted it on my story that I was playing it. And I'm like, damn, it's really been 5 years since it then came out. That's crazy. Time do be flying. The only thing I hope is hopefully for MK2, the new game, whenever they get to it, I hope they do go back to the MK11 style. I did hate cameos at first in MK1, but it's not the worst thing. I then kind of got used to it, but in the next one, I would prefer them to for it to be without cameos or for them to make it optional. Like, don't make it like a necessity like how it is in MK1. And then bring back the crit versus, invasions is just boring to me. So yeah, that's my video. I just wanted to pay homage and shout out MK11. I put a lot of hours and time into that game. That's one of my favorite games. Probably is, if you ask me what's my favorite game and the game I played the most over the last 5 years, it's definitely MK11. The only game that comes close is Madden. I think it was Madden 21 or Madden 22, because me and my boys, we had an online franchise during COVID, and we was playing that a lot during franchise. And even after they ended up leaving the league, I ended up playing what was it, like 20 seasons. That was the first game ever, like in franchise mode. I played 20 seasons and I played majority of the game. So I was playing Madden, I think it was 21 for like 3 years straight. Franchise mode. I didn't even switch to the new Maddens to recently till I finally got tired and everybody retired from the NFL in Madden. But yeah, I definitely have to put MK11. Even I played 2K20 and 21 a lot too, my player, but nothing compares to MK11 for sure. How much hours and time I put in. Because you play quick matches, so it's nothing for me to get in a couple matches before I went to work or something like that. Uh, so yeah, so that's my take real quick on MK11. Shout out to MK11, the GOAT fighting game.